I'm going to start my report. The paper ID is 21AUG38. The title of the paper is A Study on Relationship of Influence Among Big Data-Based Service Quality, Satisfaction, and Reuse Intention. The first part, Introduction. Aviation industry is not only a labor-intensive period industry that creates high added value, but also a technology-intensive industry that includes high-tech technology. It's necessary to actively introduce fourth industrial revolution technologies such as big data and artificial intelligence. Through the introduction of big data technology, which is the core of the fourth industrial revolution technology, aviation industry will be able to analyze and organize customers' tastes and provide customized service. This enhances customer satisfaction, thereby enhancing competitiveness and efficient aviation work. In addition, information produced in each sector, such as aircraft maintenance, safety, and navigation, can be analyzed with big data technology to predictive maintenance, making efficient use of fuel and optimize air routes. However, the level of response in domestic aviation industry is insufficient compared to overseas aviation industry, and it's time to prepare mid to long-term strategies in industrial paradigm, as well as preemptive and active countermeasures for domestic airlines through productivity improvement and creation of future growth engine through the use of big data. In addition, in the modern society where a huge amount of information is studied every day due to the activation of social networks, even tourism industry is also interested in big data analysis to process large-scale data and extract information. A lot of studies dealing with this subject is proceeding in the level of nation and academia. However, the utilization of big data is still low, and the discussion applied to the aviation service field is insufficient. Therefore, this study aims to conduct more dense research on the effects of big data service on the development of domestic aviation industry, corporate image enhancement, and repurchase intention. In addition, the following research purposes are presented to suggest ways to improve the efficiency and diversity of big data-based aviation services. First, the study classified the quality of aviation service based on big data as the main factor of corporate image enhancement and tried to confirm whether each factors have a significant effect on service satisfaction. In addition, the importance of satisfaction with aviation services based on big data is recognized and is intended to contribute to positive recognition and improvement of repurchase intention in the future. Second, by examining the differences between satisfaction with aviation service quality based on big data and the effect on repurchase intention, the study intends to suggest the major matters necessary to suggest some directions of improvement and development regarding aviation service qualities and ways to secure corporate competitiveness and positive perception of corporate image by improving aviation service quality. Second part, the theoretical background. First, big data. Big data is a combination of big and data in English, meaning large and massive data as the word means, but it doesn't simply mean quantitatively massive. It means structured and unstructured data that are devised than existing data and are difficult to collect, store, analyze with existing methods or tools. In 2011, McKinsey and Company, a global consulting firm, defined big data as data that exceed the scope of storage, management, and analysis through traditional database software. He also stated that this definition is subjective and will continue to change in the future. Gartner Inc., an IT advisory firm called Big Data, the crude oil of 21st century, and International Data Corporation, an IT market research company defined in 2013 as the next generation technology and architecture designed to extract value from various kinds of large-scale data at low cost and support super high-speed collection, discovery, and analysis of data. Big data is not a strictly defined academic term, so it's sometimes called big data even if it doesn't fit the previous definitions. Also, it's predicted that the definition of big data will be subjective and continue to change. In this study, we define big data not as a new thing that we haven't known, but as everything that we have made into data, including all the things we haven't perceived as data until now. The characteristics of big data generally can be explained with volume, velocity, and variety, which are referred to as 3V value, and complexity are added to this. The volume of data has increased exponentially as information produced in society as a whole is stored in digital data format due to the development of IT technology. As for the velocity, as information increases that should be processed in real time, such as sensor information, speed of data generation, collection, and processing increased. Data processing speed is recognized as an important technical factor to utilize the analysis results of large data in real time. Variety has diversified the types of unstructured data such as text and multimedia, along with the increase of data types like system log, SNS, and location information. Second, aviation industry and air service. Aviation industry traditionally meant aircraft manufacturing and air transportation using aircraft. However, recently, as the field of creating added value by using aircraft has become very diverse. It's understood as a comprehensive concept with a series of industrial activities related to aircraft, from the production of aircraft to the operation. Current aviation industry supports various tasks such as ground service, core, and auxiliary service of air transportation, physical and human service by utilizing digital technology, and occupies a large portion of the development of this technology, thereby reducing costs, improving productivity, and generating additional profits. In addition, aviation industry basically provides physical services such as geographical movement of passengers or cargo. So it can be thought that the impact of the fourth industrial revolution through convergence with information and communication technology will be insignificant. However, the added value provided by aviation industry has customer service offered throughout flight in addition to this physical movement, and this field is a part of the virtuality of information processing, so it's possible to improve through convergence with information and communication technology. Air transportation means transportation itself, and it has characteristics of service industry. Air transportation business is a business that transports passengers, cargo, and mail for a fee using an aircraft. It's a kind of business act that provides intangible transportation service to consumers and collects the fare in return. for profit. Ki Yong-san defined the main attribute of air transportation products as service to transport passengers to their destinations while flying predetermined air routes using tangible materials called aircraft. He said that air transportation is aimed at transporting people or goods by providing a certain space, but only when human services are combined in the provided space, it becomes a worthwhile product. Therefore, this study aims to define aviation service as a body of all human and physical factors that are conducted for consumers in all the business performance stages that airlines have conducted for the purpose of air transportation of people or objects based on the definitions of previous studies. Major airports around the world are pursuing global smart airports by introducing smart security search, smart check-in, and biometric information certification to enhance the efficiency of operation and passenger service by utilizing big data, AI, and IoT technology. Incheon International Airport provides airport users with aviation services based on big data technologies such as self-check-in, self-backdrop, automatic immigration screening, and smart parking, especially for smart service by using the latest IT technology. Self-zone, which allows passengers to check themselves and handle baggage, is placed in the center of the departure hall, so that passengers using the airport can conveniently check out the flight and shorten the waiting time, thereby eliminating congestion at the departure hall. In addition, the introduction of auto departure gate prevents wrong entry, provides airport information through a dialogue method between passengers and airlines called smart signage, and strives to improve passenger convenience through the introduction of the passenger flow management system. Frankfurt Airport in Germany is improving the efficiency of airport operation by implementing sensor-based ECO terminal, which analyzes passenger traffic and congestion through various devices such as boarding pass and Bluetooth. In addition, the self-backdrop service and the biometrics-based automatic immigration system operated to simplify the passenger process. In order to promote customer service, we provide a number of experiential services such as road guidance through mobile application, airport tool, and VR flight simulator. Southwest Airlines in the United States is working with the big data firm Axiom to offer different advertisements for each passengers on the airplane seat screen. Axiom analyzes the areas of users' interest based on more than 1,500 big data such as personal information, credit card information, and medicines being taken by 500 million people around the world, including 96% of Americans, and provide individual product advertisements that passengers are paying attention to in recent years through monitors in front of the seats. Through this personalized experience, customer satisfaction is enhanced. Third, service quality. Perry Sherman defines service quality as the degree of discrepancy in the consumer's expectation, the awareness of service, and its direction. Aside that service quality is highly evaluated if consumers' perceived value is higher than the consumer's expectation before receiving service. Grand-Rus defines service quality as a result of comparative evaluation between consumers expected service and perceived service. He said such service quality is influenced by customers' expectation, technical and functional characteristics, and image. Zefamo and Bittner define service quality as an attitude or judgment on service superiority, and Liu said that service quality can be defined as a subjective impression of customers on the best service received from sellers. Dodds and Monreal divided service quality into two approaches: objective quality and subjective quality. And objective quality is a concept to explain the actual and technical superiority or excellence between products, and subjective quality is a concept that includes people's subjective response to objects. Therefore, this study defines the quality of aviation service as the overall evaluation of service users for all the service provided at airports or airlines, based on the definitions of previous studies. E-Sehun composed of 7 factors of e-service quality of low-cost carriers: dependability, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy, convenience, and security. In a study on the influence of e-service quality of travel industry by Kwon Il-jun on tourist satisfaction, word of mouth, and travel agency reuse, he stated that efficiency, system, availability, reliability, and security were the components of e-service quality. In addition, Yi Song-hee presented 5 factors of e-service quality of tourism applications, including reliability, informativity, responsiveness, security, and ease of use. Therefore, this study aims to draw 4 factors of economic efficiency, ease of use, safety, and responsiveness based on the factors presented in the previous studies of e-service quality that are judged to meet the purpose of this study. Fourth, satisfaction. Anderson and Norris said that satisfaction is defined as a positive state of emotion from the output of all the other parties' elements in the relationship with the other party. Such definition of satisfaction can be linked to a long-term orientation, which is a key factor in forming a partnership with the other party, and enables one to better predict the behavior to be done by the other party in the future. Tone said that satisfaction is a result of comparing the cost paid by the consumer to a product or service. Angel and Blackwell state customer satisfaction as a subjective evaluation based on the connective perspective that compares customer satisfaction with the performance of the product and the previous expectation of the important attributes of the product. Jay said that customer satisfaction was a continuous process of expectation before purchase, purchase and use behavior, evaluation after purchase, and behavioral response. T and Wilson is a consumer's response to the difference between the consumer's prior expectation and the actual performance of the perceived product after consumption. Therefore, satisfaction can be said to consist of subjective judgment of an individual. This attitude is based on the experience of comparing an expected result with an actual result, and this experience affects the attitude of the consumer and the repurchase intention after purchase. When applying this to aviation service, customers who want to use airports and aircraft obtain information such as images and awareness of airports and airlines from their family, relatives, accountants, review whether their airports and airlines that meet their expectations and decide whether there are airlines that meet their expectations. After suing airlines and suit their tests, customers feel satisfied if the service meets their expectation with perceived emotion and experience combined. If the service didn't meet their expectation, the evaluation of dissatisfaction appears. Fifth, repurchase intention. Repurchase intention is recognized as a key concept in corporate marketing as a major factor for customer retention and loyalty that is important for companies to create profits. It's because maintaining existing customers is more effective in increasing sales of companies than attracting new customers. And because the maintenance cost of existing customers is only one-fifth of the maintenance cost of new customers, Oliver defined it as the possibility that customers reuse purchased products, in which customer satisfaction can affect the attitude after purchasing the product, and this attitude affects the intention of reuse. In addition, it notes that repurchase intention is directly affected when they experience satisfaction or dissatisfaction with service quality. The definition of repurchase intention has been defined by various scholars in various ways, but this study defined repurchase intention as the intention to use airport or airline service again for the purpose of users who have experience using big data-based service provided by airports and airlines, or to recommend specific airlines to their acquaintance. The third part, the design of the research. First, research model and hypothesis. This study started with the assumption that the service quality of big data-based aviation services has a very sensitive effect on users. Therefore, in order to prepare applying for the activation of big data use aviation service, and the promotion of satisfaction, the relationship between satisfaction and repurchase intention according to a big data-based aviation service quality is empirically analyzed. In order to empirically verify the flow of the study, a research model was suggested that, like Figure 1, based on the previous studies presented in the theoretical background to study the effects of big data-based aviation service quality on satisfaction and repurchase intention. Hypothesis 1. The economic efficiency of big data-based aviation service quality will have a significant positive effect on satisfaction. Hypothesis 2. Ease of use of big data-based aviation service quality will have a significant positive effect on satisfaction. Hypothesis 3. The safety of big data-based aviation service quality will have a significant positive effect on satisfaction. Hypothesis 4. The responsiveness of big data-based aviation service quality will have a significant positive effect on satisfaction. Hypothesis 5. Satisfaction of aviation service quality based on big data will have a significant positive effect on repurchase intention. Second, analytical method. To achieve the purpose of this study, the subjects of this study were the users who use big database services provided by domestic airports and airlines. The subjects of this study were surveyed for 30 days from June 1st, 2021 to June 30th. A total of 400 questionnaires was distributed and 368 copies were collected. 18 copies of the collected questionnaires were excluded from the inappropriate response, and 351 valid samples were used as the data for the final analysis. SPSS and AMOS statistical program were used for statistical progressing of this study, and the specific analysis method is as follows. First, frequency analysis was conducted to understand the demographic characteristics and general characteristics of subjects. Second, in order to understand the reliability and validity of the scale used in this study, the factor analysis was made by using Verimax duration method, and as for the reliability analysis, Cronbach's alpha coefficient was measured through the way to exclude items that hinder eternal consistency. Third, before the hypothesis test, correlation analysis between variables was conducted to diagnose the problems of multiple collinearity and confirm the discriminant validity. Fourth, based on the refined measurement items, the mediating effect of satisfaction was verified by using structural equation model analysis and bootstrapping for hypothesis verification. The fourth part, empirical analysis. First, validity and reliability. As a result of exploratory factor analysis, KMO measurement was 0.857, which is close to 1, so this tool can be seen as suitable data for factor analysis. Bartlett's unit matrix verification statistics also appeared to be 1789.719, which proved that it was not statistically unique matrix at the significance level of 0.001, and it was suitable for factor analysis. The result of calculating Cronbach's alpha coefficient to verify the reliability of the measurement tool of location characteristics composed through factor analysis is the same as Table 5. Convenience was 0.879, professionalism 0.917, satisfaction 0.891, and corporate image 0.964. All of which were more than 0.5. Therefore, the eternal consistency of the questions was secured. In order to evaluate whether the measurement items used in the study were properly measured, the concentration validity was verified through confirmatory factor analysis. Convergent validity was confirmed by composite reliability and average variance extracted. As a result of confirmatory factor analysis of Table 6, CR value is 0.7 or more, and average value is 0.5 or more. So convergent validity is secured. In addition, model's goodness of fit of measurement model was X2 was equal to 393.124. DF was 263. CMIN DF was 1.689. GFI was 0.908. AGFI was 0.87. NFI was 0.961, CFI was 0.988, IFI was 0.988, RMSEA was 0.039, and all of them were found to meet the standard value except AGFI was 0.864. Second, correlation analysis. As a result of correlation analysis, the distribution of significant correlation coefficients at the significant level 0.01 was from 0.365 to 0.604. So the variables used in this study was found to have no problem with the multiple collinearity raised in multiple regression analysis, and therefore the model used in this study is considered to be suitable for the later hypothesis test because the reliability and validity was secured. In addition, discriminant validity can be secured when the square root of the average value of each variable is higher than the square value between corresponding latent variable and other latent variables. In this study, the correlation coefficient value was lower than the square root value of average value, and the discriminant validity was secured. Third, hypothesis verification. After refining the measurement items first through exploratory factor analysis, the concept of the measurement model, that is, the concentration validity and discriminant validity of the latent variables, was statistically verified through complementary factor analysis. As a result, the validity and reliability of the construct concepts in the measurement model were high. So the constructual model, which is the relationship between the latent variables, should be statistically verified. The result of verifying the structural relationship between service quality, satisfaction, and repurchase intention for users using big data-based aviation service provided by domestic airports and domestic airlines are as follows in Table 2 and Figure 2. The results of the verification of the research hypothesis are as follows. First, the results of Hypothesis 1 to examine the effects of economic efficiency of big database aviation service quality on satisfaction shows that the standardization coefficient 0.286 t-value was 6.343, which was statistically significant at the significance level 0.01, and hypothesis 1 was adopted. Second, as a result of verifying hypothesis 2 to find out how the ease of use of big database aviation service quality affects satisfaction, the standardization coefficient 0.181 t-value was 3.892, which was statistically significant at the significance level 0.01, and hypothesis 2 was adopted. Third, as a result of the verification of hypothesis 3 to see how the safety of the aviation service quality based on the big data affects the satisfaction, the standardization coefficient 0.642 t-value was 15.324, which was statistically significant at the significance level 0.01, and the hypothesis 3 was adopted. Fourth, the result of hypothesis 4 to find out how the responsiveness of big database of aviation service quality affects the satisfaction showed that the standardization coefficient 1.038 and the t-value 15.324 was statistically significant at the significance level 0.01, and hypothesis 4 was adopted. Fifth, as a result of verifying hypothesis 5 to find out how satisfaction of big database aviation service quality affects repurchase intent, The standardization coefficient 0.924, t-value 28.896, which was statistically significant at the significance level 0.01, and hypothesis 5 was adopted. And the last part, conclusion. This study aims to empirically analyze the effects of quality of big database aviation service on satisfaction and reuse of users who have received a big database of aviation service from domestic airports and airlines. In the study, the mediating effect of service quality, satisfaction as a parameter, and repurchase intention as a dependent variable was examined. The results of hypothesis 1 showed that the economic efficiency of service quality has a positive effect on satisfaction, and the verification of hypothesis 2 showed that the ease of use of service quality has a positive effect on satisfaction. The result of the verification of hypothesis 3 showed that the safety of service quality has a positive effect on satisfaction, and the result of verification of hypothesis 4 showed that the responsiveness of service quality has a positive effect on satisfaction. Also, as the result of verification of hypothesis 5 showed that satisfaction had a positive effect on the repurchase intention. Therefore, hypothesis 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 were all adopted. In addition, as a result of verifying the mediating effect of satisfaction in relationship between service quality and repurchase intention, service satisfaction showed a mediating effect. Based on the results of the study, the academic implications for raising satisfaction and increasing reuse intention through big database aviation service quality are as follows. First is academically significant under the integrated model, which explains the positive impact relationship through medium of service quality and satisfaction in big database of aviation services is presented. Previous studies on the service quality of aviation service are mainly limited to physical environment or human environment of the aircraft in flight service. But this study has a great implication in that it expanded the scope of airport and airline services based on big data from the future-oriented perspective. Second, this study has academic significance in that particle research was conducted on users using big data-based aviation service. Many previous studies related to quality of aviation service were mainly conducted in terms of service function, management, and service providers for the purpose of improving aviation service quality.